What is going on, my Poke Sluts, and welcome back to this RU Suspect testing. This is my second video on the RU Suspect testing. Like I said in my last one, I did try and get some UU Suspect test matches going. They are testing the, what's it called, Victini, but the team I made is kind of shit, I think, so I think I want to find a better team and not try to make one myself, because whenever I do, it usually doesn't turn out as well as another team somebody else made for me. But anyways, I am going to lead with my Pillow Swine, as it is pretty much my win condition and destroys just about everything as long as I get the Embor out of the way. And this piece of shit here, this Scrafty, Scrafty is actually a really scary Pokemon. So I don't really know what I'm going to do to it. I mean, my Hitmontop can definitely deal with him pretty well. And I'm assuming he has Moxie himself. So I want to get a Toxic off. I doubt he's going to want to stay in. But I feel like a close combat would probably be better. I wasn't really expecting the Reuniclus switch in, but I'm fine with that. I do have the Lipard to come in on it pretty much for free. I don't really care if he tries to set up. It's not that big of a deal. So I think Lipard is my best switch here. I'm going to go into my Lipard. He ends up hitting his Focus Blast, which is pretty unfortunate and annoying, but it's not the biggest deal. I can just go into my Noivern, and I definitely should be able to two-hit KO him. I think I just want to drop a Draco. A Boom Burst might be better, but if he goes into Registeel, then... Oh, wow, he does go into Registeel. I didn't really expect that. I wish I had gone for Flamethrower, but my Hitmontop just definitely comes in easily on this thing. No big deal. I can get it nice Intimidate off, and I don't really care. He ends up having the Seismic Toss. That's fine by me. He's not going to be able to do anything at all, and I'm expecting the Reuniclus to come in again, but I am just going to go for the close combat anyway. It's not that big of a deal. This thing could be pretty scary if it's the Calm Mind variant, which will be a pretty big deal, but he does have lefties, so yeah, he is the Calm Mind variant. I think I already saw that, but oh well. If I get a nice switcheroo off on him, he's gonna be stuck in Calm Mind, so that will be very nice for me, and that will pretty much shut down this Reuniclus, as he's actually stuck in Recover. But I'm just gonna go for a nice Boom Burst in case he wants to stay in. I don't really care if he brings the Registeel out, which he does end up bringing him out again. And now that I got leftovers, I can definitely fire off a couple Flamethrowers, which I'm gonna need to, and luckily I get a burn on the first one. Thankfully he just Toxics me, which is a little bit annoying, but not the biggest deal. I believe he will go down to another Flamethrower plus burn. Actually, he won't. That's a bit annoying. But, again, he only went for Stealth Rocks. It's not that big a deal. I still have my Hitmontop. I can get rid of him before I bring my Noivern back out. So, I just want to... I'm going to go into my Hitmontop now because I want to try and fire off a Rapid Spin. I don't really want to stay in. He ends up Toxic. He ends up going for the Toxic, which is a little bit annoying, but it's not that big of a deal. I can definitely just easily fire off a Rapid Spin, and he should go down to burn, but he ends up going for the Protect, so I actually think he's going to live this one, unfortunately. But he will go down this time, I believe, and if not, I can just fire off a friggin' Rapid Spin. Not that big a deal. He's going to bring in the Reuniclus. This thing is severely nerfed now that I gave it the specs. So I think I just want to fire off a rapid spin, but I'd like to surprise him and hit him with a nice sucker punch first, as he ends up going for the Psyshock. Bit annoying. Probably shouldn't have stayed in. It was actually really stupid, I think, but it's okay, it's okay. He doesn't, if I'm not mistaken, Reuniclus has pretty shitty defense, like normal defense, but I'm pretty sure it has high special defense, or decent special defense anyway. So I may want to go into my Pillow Swine here, almost said Mamma Swine, but I'm just going to go into my Magneton because my Magneton really is really weak against his team here. And I'm expecting his Flygon to want to come out. So I think I'm just going to go for a nice Flash Cannon, as he does end up going into his Flygon, so that turns out nicely for me. If this isn't Scarfed, then I will be able to outspeed it, because I have the Scarfed Magneton, and I am able to outspeed it, which is very nice. Turns out nicely for me. I definitely was expecting him not to have the Scarf there, so that's why I went for it. And now he's just going to bring in the Scrafty, which my Aromatisse walls completely, and I can hit it with a hard Moonblast for double effectiveness. And I'm just going to eat up all his high jump kicks and not have a care in the world. I don't really care if he tries to set up either, but I'm going to cure the Toxic on my Noivern, because I definitely don't want that on him. It definitely could be the result. Definitely could result in me losing. But I'm gonna just sack my Aromatisse here, and have him take some double edge damage, and then just go into my Magneton here, I think, and then hit him with a nice Flash Cannon. I think that's my best play, and I gotta hope it will kill. I may just want to go for a Volt Switch, but I don't know if that's the play. I am just going to T-Bolt, and that is the death of the Mega Glalie, luckily. So that's nice, that's nice. I was definitely expecting it to kill, but I just wanted to be safe. So that's why I was considering the Volt Switch, but I didn't really have anything to switch into the Glalie anyway, so I am just going to hit the Scrafty with a T-Bolt, and unfortunately for him, he misses his high jump kick there. It would have gone down, but it wouldn't really have mattered too much, because my Pillow Swine can clean him up as well as my Noivern. Actually, I think my Noivern would be my choice there, but I am just going to sack Magneton, like I said, and I am faster as I do have the Choice Scarf, like I said before, so I'm able to get off a lot of damage on his Emboar, and I'm going to be able to just bring out my Noivern. I don't really need it too bad. I just need it to get rid of this Emboar, which it will do very nicely with a Boom Burst. I'm sure of that. Sure. And now all he has left is Reuniclus, so it's pretty much over. He's not going to be able to take... He'll probably live 3 Boom Bursts, actually, to be honest, but he's not going to do anything to me with a Psyshock, and I have my Pillow Swine as well, and he's definitely not going to want to take an Icicle Crash from my Pillow Swine at all. So that's pretty much the first game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video so far. If you did, leave a thumbs up, and let me know what you think of Noivern and Reuniclus in RU. Anyways, guys, I'm going to take you on over to the next battle now. What's up, my Pokesluts? So, welcome on over to this another battle here. And my opponent's team looks pretty interesting. It actually looks pretty good. But my Pillow Swine definitely tears apart this team. I think it's gonna be my win condition here. I was expecting the Registeel to want to come out, so I'm glad I predicted well. I'm able to get a nice burn on the first Flamethrower there, So he will go down to another flamethrower very nicely, very convincingly. Definitely a good start for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and wreck him with another flamethrower. He's not going to take too kindly to that, I'm sure. And these rocks will be no more once I can get my old Hitmontop in there. And he's going to bring out Pincer. I'm not really sure why he wants to do that. A flamethrower would definitely have destroyed him, but I'm guessing he's probably scarfed, and that's why he wanted to come out. So I'm just going to go into my Hitmontop. He should be able to eat up anything this Pincer has for me, and I'm sure he's just going to have to switch out here. He may go into Bonnet, predicting my rapid spin, but I'm okay if he does. It's not going to be that big a deal. And I can hit Bonnet with a Sucker Punch or just hard switch into my Lipard, so I'm not too concerned. And he ends up going into Meloetta, which is a little interesting. Yeah, it's definitely a bit interesting. But Lipard definitely just switches in here easily. He tries to fire off a Psychic. Definitely not going to let him do that. And I can just Encore him into that. Not a big deal. Definitely want to get the Encore off there in case he does. In case he did decide to stay in and he had something for me. And I'm able to get the Play Rough off on this Lipard. It did have the Citrus Berry. A little annoying. I should be able to take it out with a Sucker Punch of my own, though. And I just gotta hope that I win the speed tie unless he's Scarfed or something. Wait, no, he's Citrus Berry. I'm dumb. And Sucker Punch does end up failing as he sets up a Substitute. A little interesting. Bit annoying, but I can just Encore him into that and fuck his shit up. For sure. Like, I don't know if he was aware that I had Encore or not. I guess that was just a stupid play by him. Don't really know why he wanted to go for the sub, as he knew I could just Encore him into that. But, oh well, what can you say? I was actually pretty decently high up on the ladder when I posted this. Unfortunately, I made a stupid play and decided to go for Sucker Punch, which is pretty stupid given the fact that he's locked into Substitute, obviously. And now I believe he's just going to have to struggle. I don't know, because he can't sub, obviously. So he's either going to have to struggle, I think, or just switch out. I'm not quite sure. Whatever he wants to do is fine by me, pretty much. And he is going to go into the Pincer, so that's a little bit scary, but my Hitmontop can just definitely just switch right into him. Yeah, I think I want to do that, or possibly my Piloswine, get up some Stealth Rocks, but I think my Hitmontop is my best switch here, so I'm going to go into my Hitmontop. I think it's definitely the safest play, and he's just going to go ahead and close combat. I'm definitely fine with that. Now I can fire off a nice Toxic and poison anything he wants to bring in. He's probably going to bring in the Meloetta this time, to be honest. Again, or the Bonnet. Either way, I'm fine. And he does bring in the Bonnet, so I'm actually glad he brought in the Bonnet there, because I'm able to fire off a nice Toxic on him. And I'm just going to go for the Sucker Punch in case he wants to try and hit me, but unfortunately he has Cotton Guard. It's not that big of a deal, because even still my Lipard should be able to fuck his day up, as well as anything else I have. Yeah, my Noivern and my Lipard should be able to take care of him. Unfortunately, he gets a Will-O-Wisp off, but it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna stall him out, and honestly, he's just gonna go down to toxic poison plus a sucker punch. So I don't really see the purpose in him staying in and setting up cotton guards with the toxic on him. He's not going to be able to really do anything, and he is going to end up switching out into his pincer. I'm fine with that. I'm definitely fine with that. I don't really know why he wants to do that, but I'm just going to get a poison off on him because this pincer isn't really going to have anything for my Hitmontop as far as I know. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong though, but I'm pretty sure pincer doesn't get anything for Hitmontop. He does have knockoff, but that does fuck all, so I'm able to get a nice toxic poison off on this pincer here. And he's going to bring out his Bonnet. I'm completely fine with that, as I've said before. I'm just going to stall him out anyway, because he has pretty much nothing for me. And I can just continue to spam Sucker Punch. I don't really care what he may have. So, but I think I'm just going to go into my Lipard now, as he ends up going for the Cotton Guard. I'm fine with that. He's going to go down to Toxic next round anyway, so I'm fine with just firing off a Play Rough. Unfortunately, he does get a Will-O-Wisp off on me. That's a little bit annoying, but it's not the biggest deal. And I'm sure his own Lipard's going to come out now, or his Pincer. Either way, he doesn't really have much. My team just completely wrecks his, to be honest, at this point. Actually, no, my team pretty much wrecks his entire team in general. As you can see, I was ranked 1140, so I wasn't that high up on the ladder, but I wasn't at the absolute bottom. But this guy, I don't know, his team isn't very good, to say the least. And my Aromatisse is definitely just sackable here. I can definitely afford to get rid of it. I don't need it. Even for the Flygon, I don't need it. I have my Piloswine. So I'm not really worried about it. I'm not worried about the X-Scissor. That's doing absolutely nothing for me, to me. And, yeah, I know. He's going to switch out into his Lipard here. I'm fine by that. Again, he's not really going to have anything for me. And I'm just going to get a Wish off. Unfortunately, he Encores me. But I'm okay with that. My Hitmontop can definitely come in and definitely take this Wish and use it well. So I'm going to go into my Hitmontop. Unless he has Play Rough, he's not really going to do anything to me. He does have the Dark Pulse, which is kind of weird to run on a Lipard. I don't really know why you would do that. But I am just going to fire off a I'm going to Close Combat. A Close Combat should hit his team pretty well. And he has the Yawn, which is weird, but I can definitely just switch out my Hitmontop to take care of that BS, or just cure it away with my Aromatisse. And yeah, I'm just gonna go into my Aromatisse now, I think, or my Magneton. My Magneton can switch in pretty decently, unless he wanted to go for the CC, as he does go for the CC. So I'm glad I decided to bring in my Aromatisse. And I'm just going to fire off Moonblast because I don't really lose anything by doing that. And he should go down to 2 with the special defense drop there. At least that's what I'm hoping. So we're just going to go ahead and try for that. And let's see how much it'll do with the double spit F drop. It ends up OHKOing him from there. That is very nice. The game is going to be over as he does forfeit out. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video so far. I'm going to go ahead and bring you on over to the final battle now. What's going on, guys? Now, as you can see, my opponent has a pretty bulky team. He's got the Alamomola and the Amoonguss. Potentially Reuniclus can be bulky. So this last battle here is definitely going to be a long one. And we're just going to have to try to work around it. My Magneton puts in quite a lot of work on this team, as well as my Piloswine here. My Piloswine actually pretty much destroys his whole team. I've just got to get the Reuniclus and the Alamomola out of the way in order for that to happen. So I think I want to lead with my Magneton because he doesn't have anything that outspeeds my Magneton besides the Jolteon, which of course he decides to lead with. That's a bit annoying, but I have my Aromatisse, which can definitely eat up anything. And to be honest, I'm kind of just expecting him to go for a Volt Switch. So I might just want to Volt Switch myself to kind of see if I can beat him, but he is full speed, so I won't be able to. And he is the Life Orb variant, so that's definitely good to know. Yeah, definitely good to know. Hopefully he doesn't go out into his Flygon, as he goes out to his Amoonguss, so that turns out pretty well for me. And now I can bring in my Noivern and fire off a nice Flamethrower, or even just go into my Piloswine and Ice Shard. Which I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to Icicle Crash this Amoonguss here. Because I'm pretty sure his physical defense isn't that great. He'll probably be able to take one, but I'm sure he's going to switch out anyway. He could Spore, but that's fine by me. I can just go into my Aromatisse and bring it right back. Plus my Noivern as Flamethrower. But he is going to switch out, so that turns out well for me. And I'm able to get up my Stealth Rocks quite nicely. And now my Magneton can come in pretty much for free on this Alamomola. I don't really see any issues with that. So I think I'm going to go into my Magneton. Hopefully he doesn't get a burn. Luckily he doesn't. And I think I'm just going to fire off a Flash Cannon because I'm expecting his... Wow, he brought out his Jolteon. I didn't expect the Jolteon to come out. I was expecting the Flygon. And I'm definitely expecting another Volt Switch here. I doubt he has much else for my Piloswine anyway, so I'm going to go into my Piloswine. I feel like that's a pretty safe switch. And he is going to go for the Volt Switch, so I predicted that pretty nicely. And a nice Ice Shard should take it out, should take Jolteon out. So I'm going to go for that. And if he wants to switch out, nothing really wants to take an Ice Shard besides the Alamomola, which he does go into. A little bit annoying. Not the biggest deal in the world. As, like I said, I got my Magneton to switch into it for days. Well, not for days, because doesn't have much life left. But I don't know, I don't really have a lot to take care of him. But I can definitely get a Toxic up on this Alamomola. It's just going to be pretty annoying this whole time. Because, like I said, there isn't a whole lot I have for him. But I'm going to go into my Magneton, and he decides to go for the knockoff, which is a bit annoying. I am just going to go for the Volt Switch, I think, or maybe the Flash Cannon. The Flash Cannon won't take out the Jolteon. Actually, I'm going to go for the Flash Cannon, I think. I don't know, it's tough to decide. I'm going to T-Bolt in case he wants to stay in for some reason, but he decides to go into his Amoonguss, so I'm okay with that. He knocked off my Choice Scarf, which is a bit annoying. So I'm just going to volt switch here. I was going to say I can sack my Magneton now, but it's probably not the best idea, because a nice T-Bolt will is pretty much all I have to hit Alomomola hard. And I can just go into my Piloswine now and not really worry about it too much. He does have the Giga Drain. That sucks a little bit, but I can just go for a nice Icicle Crash, and actually I could even go for an EQ in case he wants to bring in Jolteon, but I think an Icicle Crash would kill him anyway, as he does decide to Spore. That kind of sucks, but I can stay in and eat up a couple more Giga Drains if I wanted to. But I'm just going to sack my Magneton, because I don't really need him too much. I mean, the T-Bolt for the Alomomola would be really nice, but as long as I get everything else out of the way, I can deal with it. And with my Piloswine, I should be able to take pretty much everything else out. And a nice Flamethrower, I'm hoping will kill it, but I can get a nice switcheroo off here, and that'll definitely help me out in the long run with dealing with this. And maybe he even goes into his Alomomola. Actually, he goes into his Reuniclus. So I give him choice specs, and that definitely hinders his Reuniclus a lot. He'll be doing a lot more damage, but even still, I don't really care. Because now he's not going to be able to get his Calm Mind off or anything like that. So I can go into my Liepard pretty much for free, and he's only able to fire off a Psyshock apparently. I'm going to go for the Play Rough on the switch out, because there's no way he's going to stay in. And he decides to go into his Jolteon, so this should be a dead Jolteon, which is very nice. Glad I got that thing out of the way. It could have been a bit of an issue, but not too much. And now I can just fire off a Sucker Punch if I really want to. But I'm going to go into my Hitmontop because he is pretty weak against this team. And I know he was just going to go for the Focus Blast there. And thankfully he misses, so now I'm just going to be able to get a nice Toxic off. And yeah, just stall him out, because Focus Blast is going to do pretty much nothing to my Hitmontop. And I can fire off a couple Sucker Punches if he wants to stay in. He's going to end up switching out, so that kind of sucks. But I think I want to fire off a Close Combat, because I just want to get some damage off after I get a Toxic on this thing. I definitely need the Toxic on this thing. Hopefully it doesn't have Heal Bell or anything like that, which it probably should have, but oh, excuse me. But yeah, I don't know. I hope I can take care of this thing, because now that the Magneton is gone, it's going to be a bit of a bitch. And he does have Rocky Helmet, so that's kind of annoying. Definitely annoying. So what do I want to do? I'm just gonna continue to Close Combat it. I'm fine with trading my Hitmontop for Alomomola, because Alomomola is just such a piece of shit and really hard to deal with. So I'm just gonna Close Combat. No reason not to at this point. And the Alomomola will go down, as well as my Hitmontop, obviously, to the Rocky Helmet damage. Not a big deal. Now my Piloswine basically destroys the whole entire lineup of his team, pretty much. I got my Liepard for the Reuniclus, and anyways, the Reuniclus is definitely hindered by the switcheroo I got on it earlier with my Noivern. He does have the Choice Scarf, so that's a bit annoying. I'm going to have to switch out here, I think, because Noivern isn't going to beat him. But I think I can go into my Piloswine safely, but Aromatisse is definitely my better play here. Plus I can just get my Piloswine back awake with a nice Aromatherapy, and he shall wake up again. He's going to go into his Scyther. I don't really understand why. He's not going to really have anything for me as far as I know. So I'm going to try and pass a Wish off. And he's going to be able to Swords Dance for free, but I'm fine with that because I already got that much damage on him. And a priority Ice Shard will definitely wreck his day. But I'm going to sack the Aromatisse now and fire off a Moonblast in case he wants to try and set up again, expecting me to switch out, which is honestly what he probably should do, but I'm definitely going to punish him for that if he does decide to do that. If not, my Aromatisse will just go down and I can get him with a priority Ice Shard, like I said. Not too big of a deal in that regard. I'm not too worried about what this Scyther is going to do. And yeah, like I said, a priority Ice Shard, Flamethrower from my Noivern, he's going to be able to do absolutely nothing. So now I'm just waiting on him to make his decisions here. Decision collision. Come on, man. Sometimes people take way too long to pick their move when they don't really have any options anyway. But like I said, just gonna fire off a Moonblast because I don't want him to set up again for free. And to be honest, he may even go down to a Moonblast from this range. He actually doesn't. Again, not a big deal at all because my Piloswine can fire off an Ice Shard for free. So I'm definitely okay, excuse me, with sacking my Aromatisse. And now my Piloswine can come in and pretty much clean up the rest of the game. And I can fire off a nice Ice Shard, as I was saying. Definitely gonna take out the Scyther from here, for sure. To be honest, it might even OHKO a Scyther. But now I'm expecting him to want to go into a Reuniclus, which I'm fine with. Yep, he's gonna bring in his Reuniclus. I'm definitely fine with that. My Liepard just definitely comes in, and I can keep my Piloswine around. But I feel like an Icicle Crash will 2-hit KO this thing, but I don't think I really want to risk it too much with my Piloswine. So I'm gonna go into my Noivern here because my Noivern I think is the most expendable because I need my Liepard to deal with this thing, and I definitely didn't want to switch it in on a Focus Blast, which is what he is obviously going for, and I'm definitely going to be able to 2-hit KO it with the Boom Burst here, and I'll be able to eat up those Focus Blasts and not really worry about it. And pretty much nothing on his team really wants to take a Boom Burst too much anyway. It's going to do a hell of a lot to everything on his team. Everything on his team. So now we play the waiting game as usual. But yeah, you guys ever think that the thing on Noivern's head looked like a pair of tits? Or a pair of balls? I actually just noticed that right now. That's funny. But yeah, just waiting for this guy. His freaking he doesn't have any options really. So this is when I get the most impatient with the match. And actually, it will not 2-hit KO him. So that's gonna be a bit annoying. But maybe actually a Draco should do more. So I'm just gonna fire off a Draco. Maybe he wants to be cheeky and bring in Flygon, I don't know, but he did get the Spadef drop, so I doubt he's going to do that, and I will go down to a Focus Blast here, so I'm just going to go for the Draco. I think it'll hit him a little bit harder, and yeah, we'll see. Unfortunately, he doesn't go down, and he doesn't miss Focus Blast either, but that's okay. I can just bring in my Liepard or my Piloswine and get a priority Ice Shard. But I think I want to go into my Liepard because he's stuck in Focus Blast, and I don't really care if he wants to switch out. I'm going to be faster anyway, so I can fire off a Play Rough, and I just got to hope it doesn't miss. I mean, okay. I was gonna say I am gonna switch it to Sucker Punch, but unfortunately I didn't have time to do that. And yeah, now I'm sure he's just gonna bring in his Amoonguss. I don't really care. He can bring in his Flygon too. I doubt that thing really wants to eat up a Play Rough too much. And my Piloswine can OHKO it with an Ice Shard, so I'm not too worried. I am just gonna... I'm gonna Play Rough here, and then try to Encore him into something. Hopefully he doesn't Spore, which I'm sure he actually is probably gonna do just that. Yeah, he's gonna Spore. Bit annoying, but I'm definitely not gonna go out into my... I'm not gonna go into my Piloswine. I'm just gonna try and Encore him into that, but unfortunately he's gonna be able to fire off a Sludge Bomb, and I won't be able to wake up. A little bit annoying, but even if, well, hopefully my Mamoswine can OHKO him with an Icicle Crash. I really strongly think he can. I forget how much EQ did before, but Icicle Crash has a 30% chance to flinch. I do get a crit. Probably mattered. Not 100% sure on that or not. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments down below. He's going to bring in his Flygon, and it will go down to an Ice Shard. No problem. It OHKOs this thing at full HP. So anyways, this is my second video in the RU Suspect testing of Noivern and Reuniclus. I hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. I'm going to be bringing you some more of the Suspect testing that's going on this week. Different ladders, probably UU, some OU, NU. Every ladder is Suspect testing, so be prepared for more videos, guys, and leave a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any feedback, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks again, guys, and peace out.